What's up, everyone? I'm genuinely excited to walk you through the newest patch for the Long Dark version 2.50 and talk about what actually changed, why the team pushed this update, and what that means for your saves and play sessions. This one landed on December 3rd, 2025, and while it looks like a typical hotfix on the surface, there's a bit more going on under the hood. Hinterland pushed a fairly focused set of fixes and some important engine work that's aimed at stabilizing things ahead of the next big story drop. What that means practically is that many of the annoying little visual and interaction bugs people have been running into, items disappearing under snow, weird terrain blending glitches, odd chimney smoke behavior in specific houses, and texture or lighting artifacts when certain graphical options are enabled, have been hunted down and addressed. So if you've been losing items to the ground or seeing snow poking through interiors, this patch should help a lot. On top of those user-facing fixes, the update also includes a major move, an upgrade to a newer Unity build in preparation for Episode 5, which requires Unity 6. That's not a cosmetic change. It's infrastructure work meant to give the developers the breathing room to test the big content drop and squash any engine-level issues before the story episode ships. Hinterland made it clear this is pre-launch housekeeping to prove and stabilize the game on the new engine version so the launch goes smoother. For players, that upgrade has a couple of side effects worth noting. Some mods may behave differently until modders update them. Anyone using heavy mod setups should be cautious and keep backups of their saves just in case. The community threads are already full of folks reporting mod-related hiccups and advising caution. The patch notes themselves read like a checklist of hard-to-reproduce annoyances that finally got the attention they deserved. Fixes for soft locks, a few rare crash scenarios including save corruption cases, improvements to draw distance and UI flashing, and a heap of visual fixes across regions, so the world feels less prone to graphical weirdness when certain settings are turned on. That's the kind of maintenance that might not look exciting in a trailer, but it's the kind of thing that quietly rescues a lot of runs that would otherwise end in frustration. Some of the fixes were extremely specific, right? Like smoke not rendering from a chimney in a particular lodge, or snow effects showing up inside a building where they shouldn't. Those are the tiny, oddly specific bugs that break immersion, and they've been corrected. So if you've been wandering around looking for missing visual cues or struggling with weird environmental glitches, this patch finally closes some of those loops. From a stability perspective, the timing of this update makes perfect sense. Hinterland is clearly setting the stage for Episode 5's launch window, which they've targeted for spring 2026. That context explains why some of the work in this release feels like background preparation rather than flashy new content. They're strengthening the game's foundation so the next big story release doesn't stumble on technical issues. If you're a survival mode purist, this update isn't about adding new mechanics or rebalancing gameplay. It's about making the existing systems behave reliably. You'll see fewer lost items, fewer oddities when interacting with terrain, fewer visual artifacts, and fewer crashes that can cut a session short. For players who stream or record their runs, you'll probably notice fewer interruptions, bugs, or sudden crashes, and that's a huge quality of life improvement. Console players are also getting the same love here. The patch was rolled out across all platforms, and the notes mention platform-specific crash fixes as well. That means PS5, Xbox, and PC users are now mostly aligned in terms of stability and performance. All in all, this is a patch that focuses on smoothing the rough edges and prepping engine for what's next. It's not flashy, but it's the kind of update that quietly ensures the Long Dark keeps running strong years after its original release. It's a reminder that the team still cares about performance, polish, and long-term player experience, not just new content. So whether you're out there braving Timberwolf Mountain or taking shelter in Mystery Lake, expect things to run a little smoother, look a little cleaner, and feel a bit more stable. This is one of those updates that's easy to overlook, but hard to play without once you've experienced the improvements. The kind that makes the frozen wilderness feel a little more reliable, while still keeping that ever-present tension that makes the Long Dark so special.